Hey everybody, I was just going to do a quick tutorial for this image that I had on tonight. Everybody was asking about how I went from this straight out of camera image to my finished product. So I'm just going to quickly run through this. This is an ACR and I shot it a little on the dark side. This is one of my first images. So he was fussy and I just wanted to get the shot. So it's on the dark side, so I've got to fix it. So I basically just move up the exposure a little bit. My white balance was fine. I didn't have to do that because I shot with a gray card. But basically, I make sure my histogram is all the way across. I'm going to bring down my shadows a little bit. Other direction. My highlights are fine. I'm going to bring out my blacks a little bit. I always reduce my clarity just a smidge. This, I just want a little bit of vibrance. I go in, I do my lens correction profile. I'll go in and on the luminance, I'll turn up the orange just a bit. It brightens his skin just a tad bit. If the baby is too yellow or jaundiced or even red, I'll mess with the saturations, but he's pretty good here. And the last thing I do is I go in and I fix the sharpening and I do the noise reduction. And that's pretty much all I do in Camera Raw. And then I'll open it up in Photoshop. Okay, from here what I started with, I always duplicate my layer. So just Control J. And then I always start with my liquify first before I do anything else. And then I use a Wacom tablet and I go in and I make my brush fairly big. The bigger the brush, the wider the stroke, the less it messes with it on a smaller scale. So I just start bringing it in a little bit at a time, and I'm always going from the outside in, pushing in as much as I can. I make teeny tiny strokes. The smaller, the better. And then for this kind of the smaller stuff, like this, I'll go in and I'll make the brush smaller. And then for this, I'll make it slightly bigger. And I'm using a shortcut key for this. I'm holding down the Control and the Option key to make it bigger and smaller, and then moving my Wacom tablet pen back and forth left to right. So that makes it bigger and smaller. If you go up and down, that makes it sharper and then more fuzzy. So I just start pulling this out a little bit at a time, small movements. And then once I get this kind of level, I'll open it up a little bit more. Make it look a little bit rounder. That's probably pretty good. Just a tiny bit here. And just mess with it till I like it. I go in here and I use this pucker and bloat. And I kind of pull this out just a little bit. That's minimal. Okay. Pretty good with that. I go into here and do okay. Baby is Pretty good. I'm going to go in and fill in my background really quick. I do the lasso tool. I set the feather at about 100. It makes it blend better when I'm going in here. I'm just filling in areas. Color, and then I pick the background color that's closest to it. Do okay. I'm just doing large chunks at a time. I'm not worried about perfection right now. I will go in and fix it later. Now with an actual brush, I'll go in and start filling it in. When I did on my original picture, I created a new gradient layer. Gradient. It's just so it happens to be the same color I used. Reverse. And then I go in and I mask out baby. So that's basically it. Flatten it from here. And then probably just a little bit. Okay, now this is puppet work. Same thing, duplicate my layer, go into edit, puppet work. And I don't have the mesh showing because it's distracting, but you can show the mesh. I don't like it. And I'm just picking points around baby's face. I'm careful not to move pens. Once I've got the baby's head surrounded by pens, and I pick one pen like towards the end, and I push, hold until it curves upward. Like so, until I'm satisfied, and then I create, do okay, overlay mask, brush on this. Now, with some fabrics, you can just brush this out and make it line up, but for this one, I didn't. To go in there and fix it. I'm just going to go ahead and merge these together again. And I'm going to fix some of this blurriness right here. I'm just cleaning a bit of the wrap. Luckily, these wraps are pretty forgiving as far as what they look like. I'm doing this rather quickly, but you saw the picture, I took my time with it, and it looked as realistic as possible. And then from here, I literally just mix the stripes. pause this, finish this section, then I'll finish the skin. I finished the bottom, and it'll work for this demonstration. So now I'm just going to go in and quickly show you all my skin tutorials, not tutorials, my actions. I have a frequency separation that I use. I got it online, it was free. I use the lasso tool. I'm going to go back in here and use my feather back to 10. If you'd like to know about frequency separation, let me know, and I can do another tutorial specifically on it. This is just brief overall what I do. And I go in, healing, and fix all these little blemishes. I zoom in a whole lot more, but I won't for this. You guys get the gist. For those of you who don't know, the low frequency is basically your blur layer. It captures your color, and the high frequency is your texture layer, so it keeps all your texture when you're making actions. So basically all I do, drop it in, there's a little on the dark side, and it's just slightly. Layer to the top, multiply it to key, change it to 400. This is all subjective how we want to do it. And you fill it with black to mask out. It creates a really soft vignette. It's very subtle. And then the last step I do is I run an action from CP Actions. This is part of the Inspire package. I'm sure I could create my own, but it just adds a little bit of a matte to it. And that's it. That's all I do.